U.S. President Joe Biden has joined around 30 other nations in formally recognizing the massacre of hundreds of thousands of Armenians over a century ago as a genocide. In a statement, Biden said he sees Armenians' pain and affirms their history. Many historians regard the mass killings, which began in 1915, as the first genocide of the 20th century. But Turkey rejects the term.
Marching forward to look back, Armenian officials led the nation in commemorating the horrors of the past. The procession at this hilltop memorial in the capital, Yerevan, included Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan. Members of the public, too, streamed in to honor the dead.
I
came here to show my respect to the soldiers, to my family, to my country. I love Armenia, and genocide should be recognized, regardless of any circumstances. In 1915, 1 million Armenians were brutally murdered by Ottoman Turks. Many more were deported and sent on death marches into the Syrian desert. Armenians have long campaigned for the crimes against their people to be recognized internationally as genocide. Turkey argues that there was no systematic attempt to wipe out Armenians and no such order from the Ottoman authorities. But nearly 30 countries have recognized the atrocities as genocide. Germany's parliament voted to adopt the term in 2016. That resolution sparked an angry reaction in Turkey. President Erdogan saying Germany should be the last nation on earth to accuse others of genocide. Many Armenians would consider the diplomatic spats over terminology a distraction from the memory of atrocities of more than a century ago that haunt their nation to this day.
Well, for more, let's bring in DW's Sumi Somaskanda, who joins us now from Washington, D.C. Hello to you, Sumi. So, U.S. President Joe Biden released a statement just a short time ago recognizing the mass killings of Armenians as genocide. How significant is this statement?
This is pretty significant, Mariana. You know, for the last few decades, U.S. presidents really have avoided using the word genocide out of fear of angering Turkey. Turkey is seen here as an important partner, a NATO ally, of course. And the last president to use the word genocide was actually Ronald Reagan in 1981. And since then, many a president has promised on the campaign trail to call what happened to Armenians in World War I genocide. But once they've gotten into the White House, they have not followed through. And what has happened in recent years is in 2019, Congress actually passed a resolution deeming this as genocide. And last year, President Biden on the campaign trail said he would do the same. And now he has done so. He has followed through in the White House. So clearly, President Biden here breaking with his predecessors. And Mariana, that is pretty significant.
Now, Sumi, why do you think it was important for President Biden, as you say, to break with his predecessors and change Washington's position on this classification now?
Well, if you ask Biden administration officials, they will say that they want to make human rights a central piece of their foreign policy platform. But they haven't confronted other countries on human rights, like Saudi Arabia, for example. So why Turkey and why now on this issue? Well, you have to understand that there is growing frustration in Washington with the Turkish president, Recep Tayyip Erdogan. The U.S. really was not happy about Turkey's decision to purchase Russian missile systems that actually triggered sanctions against Turkey. They also were not happy about Turkey's role in Libya and also in Syria. And there's a general sense, Mariana, that Turkey has been backsliding on questions of human rights and democracy. So it seems that these disagreements really bolstered President Biden's resolve to take action.
Well, we have already heard a reaction from the Turkish government. It says it entirely rejects the U.S. decision to classify this Armenian massacre as a genocide. Sumi, what do you think the impact is going to be on ties between the U.S. and Turkey moving forward?
Well, I just mentioned some of the disagreements. You know, clearly the ties are not at the best point they have been, but the Biden administration knew that this would warrant, or this would see a heavy reaction, a harsh reaction, rather, from Ankara. And that's why in that statement that was released today, President Biden wrote, "We do this not to cast blame, but to ensure that what happened is never repeated." And actually, President Biden even called President Erdogan yesterday. And in the official White House readout of that call, it makes no mention of the two leaders having discussed this announcement today, but many reports here say that they did discuss this. So clearly President Biden was trying to warn President Erdogan about this. But as I said, Mariana, the relations between the two countries at this point are not at their highest point that they've been.
Sumi Somaskanda reporting for us from Washington. Thank you so much.